Good afternoon, traders. This is Chris Buss with Traders Profit Compass with your midday market pulse for Thursday, October 15th. It's 10 minutes after 12 as I'm starting the video. Busy morning, so let's get into it. SPY 2-hour chart. We made the initial drop, came down, filled this gap. I'll be taking that off at some point. Came back up to test the opening gap. We've been hovering there for at least a couple hours. And you can see we're having trouble breaking through. Let's look at the 30-minute chart. Here's the opening gap. Price has come up and having trouble getting through. Now, I just sent a note out to subscribers. If price enters this gap above 346, it becomes an objective long where you can get long with a stop just below, and then you can play for the $2 gap fill. Okay? But as it stands with price below, it's an objective short with a stop just above the gap. So this is a critical level. We may come back down to test the opening lows this afternoon, or even go lower. So right now, all this is a kickback rally, and you can see that price is falling away. This is a live chart, so you can see it filling in. It's having trouble there. So watch that this afternoon, and we'll see the same thing in the Qs. We had an initial gap down. We came up and tested this prior gap high and the bottom of this trend line and have since been rejected. So if we can take out the day high, which I believe was 290, then you can play for a $2 gap fill up to 292. But until that happens, we're at the top of the range where you can be short with a stop just above and look for a move back down to the morning lows or potentially beyond. So these gap levels, you can see how important they are. And whenever you have them, it's always good to pay close attention, because when you're below, they act as resistance, and when you're above, they act as support. Here's the 30-minute chart. You can see it much easier. Down, came up, rejected, made our way back up again. 2 or 3 candle touches at the top, and now looks like we're moving back down. So watch those levels, and you'll notice here that we haven't completely filled this gap. That would happen at 285.71 right here, and you would probably see at least an attempt at a bounce right here. But if that breaks, then your next level is this 282, 283 level down below. So yet to be determined. IWM. Now, subscribers know that I just put on a short using the same idea with IWM. Came up here, got rejected. So I'm in the 160 puts for next week, next Friday, and seeing if this will come down, be rejected from resistance, and come back down and fill this gap. Here's the 30-minute chart. Touch up here to 162, and now it's moving down a little bit. But IWM's been stronger than the other ones so far, so we'll see if that's the right play or not. Facebook, bad. Never tried to break out to fill the gap and has moved lower since. The key level is 264. You may get a bounce right here at the bottom of the gap once it's closed, but if you don't, if it breaks below, then you're looking down at 260 and maybe lower. So this is a key level, 264. Mark that on your charts if you want to trade that. Once the gap fills, you can either try and take it long with a stop just below, or wait and see if that gap support fails, and then you can get short with a stop just above that level heading into the afternoon. Apple's been pretty resilient, all things considered, wrestling with this 120 level as we've been discussing for days. Look at how many times it's touched. I think you can be bullish above 120, but bearish below. And it's really fighting it right here. And, you know, it's showing a lot of resilience, relative strength. But does it have enough to hold it? And if it doesn't, I would favor a gap fill either later this afternoon or down the road if it cannot hold 120. Tesla also showing some resilience. We had flagged this 450 for the last couple of days. It was resistance here and it broke out, has since come back, fell below, and is now fighting right now to reclaim it. I think you can be long above 450, but favor downside below 450. So that's definitely your bull bear pivot on Tesla. Microsoft came down to fill this gap this morning and has put in a little bounce, but is having trouble here at 218. I think this one's going lower, but if it can come up and reclaim the high of the day, you can get long for a gap fill potential here, a couple dollars between like 219.50 and 221.50, but it looks pretty weak at this point. So if you're short, I'd stay short, and if you're looking for a long, I would either wait for a break into the gap, or if this support level here down around 216.25 would be to hold, you can take it long there. But if any break below that, coming back to 213, it looks like to me. Amazon, weak, no bounce at all. 3,300 is your pivot. As long as that holds, I think you can be long. But if it breaks, coming down here $50 lower to 32.50, and potentially lower if that doesn't hold. I would expect a bounce here. I don't have it marked. That would be a logical place for, you know, bulls to put up a fight, try to step in. But the key is 3,300. Above, you're okay if you're long. Below, you've got to switch to bearish bias. Google showed some initial resilience and rallied back up to this 1567 level to close the opening gap, but has since rolled over. So I would expect this to come back down in this 1538, 1540 area this afternoon, and then we'll see if the bulls can make a stand down at this level. Netflix, weak. It showed a lot of selling yesterday. Not that bad today, but still heading lower. 1535 is your next level of interest. You can see this morning it tagged it, put in a little bounce. Anything below 1535, and I think you're coming into 1525. These levels have worked great over the last couple of weeks, so I have a lot of confidence in that being your target if 1535 breaks. Now, if it holds and then recaptures 542, then the bulls are in business. So that's your key level. That's your pivot, 535. Big C, I have not been watching. Came down here, tagged the channel low and has bounced. So showing some good technical action. Now it's up to the midpoint of the channel and having difficulty. I still think the key is this 103 level. Below, I think you're coming back down to test the channel again. If it can jump above the midpoint of this channel, then I think the bulls are in business with a good chance to come back up to 110. NEO, up another 6.5%. Given a little bit back here, but I don't see that as a big deal. We're long, so looking for more upside, showing really good relative strength this morning with the market down and this one being up 6%. Goldman, let me refresh that. Down 1.2%. We talked about trying to short against resistance. We did not get that entry, so I haven't done anything with that this morning. We did put a trade on lift. I don't have the chart handy, but pressing against very key support down at 25.50. So I'm in the 25.50 October 30 puts. So giving that a shot. So hey, I know this is a little rushed. The markets are moving fast. Key off the levels. Keep your head about you. Lean on those levels. I have a lot of confidence in them. And focus your efforts on executing your active trades against those levels. Focus on execution. Set your stop, respect your stop, set a target, and take it off, because the market will turn on a dime either way. So you've got to be real nimble. Don't lock in on a narrative. It's going lower, it's going higher. Just follow price. Let price be your guide. And I think you'll be able to put on a lot of nice trades this afternoon if that's your thing. For others that are more of swing traders, respect your stops. You know, I don't know what you have on, but if your stops are violated, take the early loss, take the paper cut, and move on and reset. This could be the beginning of a down, general down move for the market. We don't know. With all the headlines, it could just as easily reverse the other way. And, that's what trading in a, high vol environment is all about. Being very, very nimble and not locking in on any one narrative in particular. Okay, I really appreciate your time this afternoon, guys. I will put together a late afternoon update once the dust settles to see where we're at. And I look forward to sharing all that information with you later on today. Please hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, and the like button if the content was useful to you. If you're new, check over in the show notes for links to the blog and to register for all my content to get all this stuff delivered directly to your email box each and every day and during the day when the market dictates it. Thank you very much. This has been Chris Buss with Traders Profit Compass. Talk to you next.